What's up, everyone? Oops, I meant to remove that from the screen. Welcome to the Fantasy Football Game Show presented by Front Yard Fantasy. I'm your host, Simon, here, as always, with my co-hosts, Josh and John Luke. How is it going, boys?
It's going great. How are you doing, Josh?
I'm great. I got a haircut. Feeling good. Feeling fresh. Ready to go.
Looking
got the fresh dew. Oh, man, I'm so jealous. Looking good,
Josh. I was telling Simon going in, the lady that cut my hair, she put too much paste in it. And I took a shower, shampooed 3 times. I can't get this paste out. My hair is hard. I can't move it.
She used Elmer's.
Yeah.
Gorilla Glue.
Ooh, Gorilla Glue. Yep.
Yeah, there it is. There it is.
I literally have Gorilla Glue in my hair right now. I don't know.
For that extra firm hold.
Yeah, no, I mean, more than extra. What's the word more than extra?
Super extra.
Extraordinary.
That's just a shortened version of it.
Yep. Yeah. Is it?
No,
is it
definitely not.
Okay. Gotcha.
Guys, I'm sorry. Go ahead, John Luke.
No, I was just gonna say I'm high energy today, and Scott Fish just commented on my tweet, and look, he's in here. He's tuning in today, so it's a good day. What up, Scott?
How's it going, Scott? Glad to have you in. You're here for a new game we're playing today. We are playing tiers, and we're going to create tier lists of. We might make this an ongoing game if you guys like it, but we're going to throw some tiers together. Today, we're going to be doing. I just threw this up so you guys have a graphic, see what we're talking about. The best NFL teams for fantasy purposes. So this isn't like how the franchise is run. It's basically like what value do these NFL teams have for you from a fantasy perspective. And then after that, we're going to be doing the office characters. So I have a feeling there's going to be some disagreement going on.
Much hate.
There's going to be a lot of hate.
I'm ready.
But these are always fun.
They are.
These are always fun. I love the engagement that we get. And you know what? The last time we did brackets, we didn't get enough hate. You guys agreed with us. Like usually like something happens where there's just like a massive uproar in the comments, and we didn't get that last time. Everyone agreed. So we'll see what happens today.
We have the office on today. Maria's preemptively giving me the silent treatment already. She knows she's going to be mad at me by the end of this.
Oh, there's already one I know I'm going to fight you about. So
I mean,
we'll see
Maria's been wonderful. She's a wonderful. She's
a great person.
The best
we would never talk
that
bad
anyone
about her.
could ever have.
Never would happen. Z2 Fantasy Brown. I thought we were friends, but apparently we're not. Not joking.
Josh, you got to take a personal bias out of this, and
I will.
I'm actually creating a new tier for the Browns. They're SS tier, and that's me removing my personal bias. Jimmy says Creed better be tier 1. I'm gonna do my part, Jimmy, but I got 2 other people here who might fight me.
You're gonna be.
What's up, Troy? Joining us. Jail is always doing stuff. Sheesh.
You have no
idea, man.
I am. That's how you know I love you.
Ricky Butts in here. I love this idea. I was just in Tier Maker working something up myself. Yeah, I was going through some old YouTube videos. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry. No, I was going to say, Ricky's been in our clubhouse chats, so I've gotten to know him a little bit over the last week or so. It's been awesome.
I might be wrong. Are we in a fantasy league together, Ricky? This could get weird, but
casual connection.
We'll see. We'll see.
Like
your picture looks really familiar.
Oh my gosh! What if we did a show where we brought like league mates together who had never met each other and like were the uniting force, and they could meet on our stream?
I feel like that would be so boring. Hey, they just be like, "Hey, what's up?"
Or no, I got a better idea. We bring one person on and then 3 others. One of them is in a league with them. We don't tell them which one it is. They all pretend to be that person, and they have to figure out which one of the 3 people is actually in their league.
That could be pretty good.
That could be fun, right?
How would they figure it out?
Asking questions that maybe only the person in the league would know. It could be like a dating game style or match game. Like
you like strawberry yo play?
Contestant 2, if you beat me in week 2, what would you say to me in the chat? Like you could ask questions.
Or would you take me to dinner afterwards?
I think that could be funny. Zicha says, Josh, what did you shoot today?
A 72. I am assuming he means golf because I'm wearing the polo. I didn't understand it when I first read it. Then I was like, I get it.
I immediately thought, like, did Josh go hunting? But that doesn't make any sense.
That's what my mind went to. I was like, I don't shoot too many things, but
I've never shot an animal. What's up, Jay?
What's up, fam? Jay?
Cool. Guys, this first tier, like I said, we're going to be doing best NFL teams for fantasy. So whatever that means to you, like my example was like the Chiefs. They've got Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill. That's a pretty good team for fantasy. And then there's other teams where there's hardly any draftable pieces. So we'll go through and we'll put these into tiers. Ricky says we very well could be. I run like 13 leagues with over 450
That's
players.
intense. That's intense. That's too many leagues to run. I'm a commissioner for one league, and that gets really, really annoying at times. But it's all worth it. It's all worth it.
Tim just beat your game. What's your team name? Oh, you're not my league.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, okay. If you like, there's things we could put in there to prevent that kind of stuff. Like we could give like an info sheet of like the base, like the roster and the team name to all three contestants. Just so they have like that basic information and they're trying to figure it out.
This is so much effort just to get two people to meet.
Dude, I'm just saying, you guys are like negative Nancy's right here. I think it's a funny idea. And Jail's like, hey, let me try to beat it.
I'm just trying to lower your confidence now so that I can get my way later on in this tiers over here.
It's not working. You're just enraging me early, so I'm going to be more indignant, if that's the right word, against your positions. What's up, NBA? Happy Wednesday to you too.
What up, NBA? Beautiful. Welcome back. Good to see you, my friend.
We already got people making calls. Swamp said, so Eagles are other D or F then? Or
I was about to say Swamp's not at work because he's not crying.
He's not crying.
He said, who dat? No cry. Cool. Guys, I don't know if there's any that really just stick out to you that are obviously either S tier or F tier.
I mean, come on.
That's a good place to start.
Chiefs.
Do we all agree Chiefs are S tier for fantasy?
Oh, yeah, S.
Hey, yeah.
Come on.
I mean, they got a top 20 running back, I'll say at this point. They got a top 5 wide receiver, the number 1 overall quarterback, the number 1 overall tight end.
I mean, and you could make the argument that like it is not out of the realm of possibilities that that they have 3 different players finish at number 1 at their position. Like there's not many teams where it's possible for like 3 different positions to have a guy who could finish as the number 1 overall player. They're S tier for sure. Is there any other team that's S tier? I'm just trying to get the easy ones out of the way. Like
I mean, can we not
S's
say
or
like
F's?
with Packers? With
The
Tampa?
Packers, maybe?
I wouldn't
Tampa,
put Packers in.
No, I don't think Packers got Aaron Rodgers. Well,
Top 5 wide receiver, running back, and quarterback, I would say. Right?
Should we go one by one?
We should go one by one.
You're just trying to like
get the easy ones out of the way. Yeah. Are there any clear Fs to you? I think like right now,
Jets.
The Jets are a clear F, unless someone like F. I mean, like who did you start from the Jets last year? Like
Crowder.
Sometimes when he was healthy. That's about it.
Maybe a running back if you had to and you didn't feel good about it.
James Robinson has saved the Jaguars from being F tier, I think, this past season.
Yeah, and Shark.
And Shark. But I mean, even those guys were disappointing this year. But I guess like
Trevor
looking into next year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. I'm still going to put the Jets in the F tier. You guys just want to start at the top. 49ers. Let's break down what they got. Josh, you want to give a little breakdown of what that looks like, and then we can discuss where we think it goes?
Yeah, their quarterback situation is not very strong. I think they're looking at other options for Jimmy Garoppolo. He can't stay healthy, and he's just a statue back there. Their running game's great, but fantasy player wise, I don't think it's relevant at all. I mean, I think their run game is generated by their coaching scheme. Their wide receivers are really good. They have an elite tight end, but this team, and maybe it would be helpful if we saw where some of these teams were falling. They're definitely not S. I don't think they're A. Maybe B.
I don't even think they're B because it's Kittle, and then without a quarterback, I don't even put much value in those wide receivers. We should make a distinction, guys. Do we want to do this like projecting into next year or based on this past year?
I think it's right now. So that includes future prospects.
Like what we think they're going to look like next year. So we're assuming Debo's healthy. We're assuming maybe they.
I mean, not too far ahead, but just
right now what we would expect. I guess it makes sense.
Yeah. NBA said, "What's the point of ranking them now before pro? What's the point of doing mock drafts now? We're just having some fun ranking these teams. And it's a way to talk about these fantasy assets. It is February,
and NBA rigged. I think we have to mention that this is fantasy. Like their coach doesn't really matter that much, right? We're looking at their fantasy players. Am I right here or no?
Oh, so that's a good distinction. I didn't know that.
Well, that's what I was saying at the beginning. This is fantasy. Gotcha, NFL teams for fantasy, not the teams themselves. That's why, 49ers.
He's worried where his squad falls. Depression is already setting in.
You know what? I think Josh is probably the only one fairly confident about where his squad's going to fall, but we'll see.
Yeah, Swamp thinks there's a gap after Chiefs. He doesn't think anyone else should be in there.
I think I might agree, but we'll get there. San Francisco 49ers, I don't even think they're B tier. They've got George Kittle's the only like clear top tier asset that I see on that team for fantasy. Debo and Ayuk, I guess I'm pretty hyped about. They might knock that up. I think, and we can shift these around as we're going. Like if we put these guys in C and then we start building it out and C, maybe.
So let's put them in C. Let's put them in C.
Yeah.
Joe, are you cool with the C for the 49ers?
Yeah, I think without a solid QB, a lot of their receiving weapons just lose a lot of that nice shine.
I completely agree.
And no one can stay healthy there. Like no one.
Not that tier list with college teams that have the most fancy relevant NFL players. Good work. Good. Yeah. I feel like it would change not as often. Alabama, Clemson,
Ohio State,
LSU.
Yeah, we might knock them like up or down a little bit, but that's about it.
Yeah. Did you guys see any news?
JFU says Kittle. Oh, I didn't see any news today.
I have not.
Nothing big. Nothing big. Yep. Deshaun Jackson got cut, right? Not today, but yesterday.
And Alshon Jeffrey, I believe, right?
Oh, okay. I didn't.
Could be good for Rager.
So what they have, Rager, and I heard Crowder could be a possible cut as well.
Interesting. Okay.
So we'll see. Yeah, I mean, but I don't even know what they're going to be. I'm not sure. I'm too excited about Jalen Hurts throwing the ball to those guys. So I'm not sure what the upside is. Tim says Dolphins T tier to the moon.
To the moon.
Jay Fust agrees with our 49ers. Says they're a C for him. Kittle's the only confident start. NBA says Jets will be beer above with new coach and either Zach Wilson or Watson. That's still to be seen. And again, like Josh said, this isn't like the quality of the team. This is for fantasy. There's teams that are good where you're still not starting too many people. And there's bad teams that you have confident starts with. Next up, we got the Chicago Bears.
With this one, I'm having trouble in my mind with this one.
Oh, let's look at quarterback. We got Milky
Trubisky.
About as good as the 49ers, but better one receiver option, a better running back option, worse tight end option. They're probably a C.
Who's their better receiving option?
Allen Robinson.
He's not going to be there.
Yeah, we don't know that, but as of right now, he's there, and he says he wants to stay there. This could change.
Tag him and trade him. Maybe they'll keep him. I don't know.
But assuming Allen Robinson's on that team, I think they're either on par or probably in the same tier as the 49ers, just because I think they're a little bit like I think it's slightly better, but I think they're in a similar tier to the 49ers.
Yes, I agree.
John Luke.
Yeah, I might put them a little bit less. I guess running back, I do like David Montgomery a little bit better than the 49ers running back situation, but not that much better. And I like the receivers in San Francisco a lot more. I guess C or D. So
the Bears are sad.
Sorry, Ricky.
I think I lean C because of Allen Robinson. And then also like we look at the tight end situation. Like some of these teams have 0 startable tight ends. I think I know you guys love Cole Kmet, but I think he's truly going to be a real startable asset next year.
That's true. I kind of forgot about Kmet there for a second.
I think he will be a startable asset next year. I think that's the perfect way to put it.
Is that enough to bump you up into CJ? Is Cole Kmet enough to give you?
Yeah, go ahead.
Above or below the 49ers?
Go ahead.
Guess it doesn't matter. Next up, we got the Bengals. This one's actually fairly interesting because they were bad, but they've got Joe Burrow, #1 overall draft pick, Joe Mixon at running back, the perennial underperformer, but unbelievably talented. I know Josh is a Joe Mixon believer still. And then they've got Tyler Boyd, T. Higgins, AJ Green. This offense is actually full of relevant fantasy pieces. More so than San Francisco and Chicago. I think it's at least a B. But I don't know where you guys fall. JL, what do you think?
Yeah, I think B is right where they belong. I wouldn't feel super comfortable putting them in A, but I'm super excited about where they're, what it's the value that's gonna be there in the next year or two.
Ricky Butt says Cohen and Mooney could be starters depending on QB change, but we always have bad QBs.
Yeah. I mean, if that's the case, then F.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You could have had Deshaun.
Could have had Deshaun. I know. Don't rub it in.
Deshaun, and that jumps up to a B in my mind.
Guys, they've been hearing it. Let the Bears fans sleep a little bit about it.
Jay said if this was last year, Giants are tier F. And Maria said, I know Giants are going low, and I hate it.
Some people are coming in ready to fight for the team, and all the Giants fans are just like,
okay, we know.
So just for the Bengals real fast, they're a B in my mind as well. B for Bengals. They got that. They're showing us, they're telling us they're a B. Hey, they could jump up even. Like Joe Burrow proves a little bit more. T. Higgins proves a little bit more. Joe Mixon has a healthy season. Yeah. And I'm a Ravens fan, so I don't want them, but it looks like they're on the rise.
I agree. Next up, we've got the Buffalo Bills. JL, you want to give a little bit of a breakdown on what you're thinking with this one, and then we can fight you?
Yeah, I think they're A. I think it's hard to make a case other than that after this past year.
Even though
it hurts me.
How I look at it, though, it's Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, and then no other confident starts. I'm not confidently starting Devin Singletary, Zach Moss, Dawson Knox, Gabriel Davis, John Brown. We don't even know if he's going to be there. Cole Beasley, you can spot start.
Look at the I was thinking about this morning. Is like someone like Cole Beasley became semi-relevant just because of like how powerful, how much that offense is moving, and so that the opportunity can just like totally inflate a player's like production. I think that it's just going to happen. There's going to be someone. There are a lot of people there, but a lot of them are going to get points.
Have you ever seen the drafts where you have a draft first where you draft teams that you can select players from, and then they go into a fantasy draft? Are you familiar with that concept? There's two different drafts. One where you select teams like that you're able to select players from. Usually there's two copies of each team. And then you go into a regular draft where you draft the players and you can only draft from the teams you drafted. I'm sitting here thinking like a real question. Would I rather draft the Bengals or the Bills in that scenario? And I know Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs. I like Josh Allen better than Joe Burrow next year. Yeah. Stephon Diggs better than T. Higgins. But if I could get Joe Burrow, Joe Mixon, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, I don't know, man.
All right, you convinced me.
It's close.
No, listen about it like that.
Real fast. Right. He convinced me too. I was more on the A side, but it makes sense. I think they're more of a B team. They have two top elite options, and that's kind of it, right? I mean, like Cole Beasley, don't get me wrong, he was a great fantasy asset. I don't know.
It feels wrong putting them in the same tier as the Bengals, but
I think it's where they deserve to be fantasy wise. Fantasy starters.
Bengals who were last place the year before.
If the Bengals had a tight end, they would be an A, Swamp.
I think so. If they had Tyler Eifert there still, they'd be an A. I'm just kidding. That's that would do. Pushed him into A. Sorry, I didn't mean to click that off.
Prime.
Tyler, what, like the 1 week that he's been healthy in his entire career? Next up, we've got the Broncos, headlined by Drew Lock, the quarterback, maybe. Jerry Jeudy, Deshaun Hamilton, KJ Hamler, Cortland Sutton, Tim Patrick, a bunch of these young receivers. Then at running back, Melvin Gordon. Phillip Lindsay's a free agent, right? Not likely that he's going to be back with the team. Tight end, they've got Noah Fant. For me, it's a bunch of prove it players. Like very few that I'm confident starting. But there's a whole bunch of relevant options, right? Like just look at this year. You could have started a whole slew of those guys, but not a single top tier option on that entire team. Maybe Cortland Sutton if he's healthy and he gets a quarterback. Maybe Jerry Jeudy, but
same as the 49ers. Just not having a competent QB is really limiting everybody else.
Yeah,
they're the same as the 49ers.
Yes,
that's a great comp, JL.
Yeah,
you guys go with C tier.
Yes.
Welcome to the C tier, Broncos.
Yeah, bottom of C though. I think they are below it. I love Cortland Sutton and Jerry Jeudy, but Melvin Gordon getting older. That's kind of Noah Fant. It's actually Kittle is what sets the 49ers apart in this category, I think.
Yeah, unfortunately. I mean, not unfortunately, but that star power does have some relevance. It's weird trying to balance like star power plus depth or like potential plus already
and that's
active
what we just
production.
Did with the Bills, I think, and the Bengals, both in B, but their star power on the Bills a little bit more top end, but a little bit more depth on the Bengals.
Yeah, absolutely. Next up, we've got my Browns. I won't take the lead on this one. Josh, I know you're a Ravens fan, but you take the lead. What's up?
NBA said Jets will be B or above with new coach and either Zach Wilson or Watson.
We talked about this a little bit. We were saying like we don't really know what that's going to do for them, and we're going based off what we've seen this past year.
Watson,
and also
Zach Wilson, no.
Yeah, I agree.
Sorry. The Browns. What can I say? I mean, they got two great running backs. Odell Beckham, a little forgotten. Jarvis Landry is a great receiver. They got some good tight ends. They got Baker Mayfield, who proved a lot last year. This team's in a B category for me.
I think I'd agree with that. I would even flirt with an A.
I think the running
might make
ahead of the Bengals.
I think the running back power pushes them to an A for me. And I know you're going to say you're biased, you're the Browns fan, but Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb were both startable the entire time they were healthy this year. Like those are both potential top 12 running backs. So I think they'll both finish there again next year.
But Odell Beckham was a 60th overall wide receiver. Jarvis Landry was the 40th overall receiver. If we're going to use those numbers like that, then
hey, I didn't say anything negative about the.
They belong in B.
I don't know. They were, well, at least Odell was injured, so take some of that. That's some of that can't just be.
What about the year before?
Yes, I know he's been injured a lot, but I'm just saying he is. Assuming that he is healthy going into the next season, it'd be interesting to see if him and Baker can connect.
I don't put them above the Bengals personally in terms of fantasy talent. That's just me.
I guess I'm thinking which team would I rather like solely. I think I would draft the Browns ahead of the Bengals because of the running backs. Like I would have access to the running backs, Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt in that draft. But outside of that, I think I would prefer the receivers for the Bengals. Like I'm a little bit more confident in that.
Two receivers on the Bengals and Joe Burrow. I don't know.
Yeah. So you know what? I am JL left, and
you want to do the A. I see. There's a lot of people saying A. Maybe they belong there.
I would put them high B or low A. So if you guys feel strongly, keep them in B. But I think that my heart says low A.
I think it's A as well. I know Josh was pushing for B, but I would put them in the A tier. It's the running backs that push it over for me.
Okay.
Josh is like, I quit.
Josh is not fighting. Buccaneers. This one's actually kind of interesting. So we've got Tom Brady at quarterback. Toby says A tier. Ricky Butt says it will be fun to revisit this after free agent draft. Absolutely. Could change everything. Just completely change. Jay says there's no way you can put the Browns above the Bills or Bengals. He's on your side, Josh. And then Swamp said put him B over the Bengals if you do. Before we move on to the next player, Shabam wants to know, hey guys, what's your thoughts on Wentz to the Colts?
Ooh. What's up, Shabam? Welcome to
the Colts. For sure. The Colts didn't have a quarterback before, so it's good for the Colts. It's good for the Colts receiving options. It's good for the Colts as a team. It's good for Jonathan Taylor.
It's good for Wentz.
It's good for Wentz. It's good for the Eagles. It's good for Jalen Hurts.
I think it's neutral for Jonathan Taylor. I think it's great for the receiving options, and I think
But if they didn't have a quarterback, it would have been bad for Jonathan Taylor.
Right. I'm saying compared to Phillip Rivers.
Yeah. You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, I would say
TBD on what it's going to do for the receiving options there. It's going to come down to his confidence, as if he can, get out of his head, and if that confidence was more situational or external.
Man, if anything's going to help build that confidence, it's that Colts O-line. That's really going to help build some confidence for him.
I hope
so I think he's in a good situation to have to try to rebuild that confidence. You know what? Let's go out of order since we were just talking about the Colts. Let's go to the Colts next and just take care of that one. Since we've already started talking about it. Carson Wentz, upgrade or downgrade to Phillip Rivers from last year?
About the same.
Yeah. Do you think you could start him in fantasy? Like, is he a draftable quarterback next year in a one quarterback league, 12 teams?
Probably not really.
No, he'll be a streamer. I think JJ hit it perfectly when he came on the show last week. Of just, he'll be probably low end QB2.
I bet you in most of your leagues you'll see him get drafted, but I probably won't be.
Yeah.
I don't think so. Jonathan Taylor, great running back, solid wide receivers, nothing really to speak of in terms of tight end. I don't know how you put them in take them above the C.
I don't know how you put them in the C. I don't know. That seems generous based on what we know and what we've seen. But Jonathan Taylor, maybe Jonathan Taylor alone might lift them to the C tier. Yeah, he was saying this is Z2, by the way.
All right, cool.
What up, Z2?
Jonathan Taylor alone might put them in the C tier for me. JL, what do you think?
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like they're probably B tier. You said C, Simon?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would put them in B tier.
B?
Yeah.
What besides Jonathan Taylor pushes them up like with the Bengals and
talented
Bills?
wide receivers. And I think that, the offensive line is going to do well. So I think if Wentz can actually turn this around some, then, there'll be a B team.
For me, it's a C.
I agree. I think it's a C. Jonathan Taylor's I'll draft Michael Pittman late at a value.
It's a C. So
yeah, real science. Dale, are you cool with us putting them as a C? We can put them as a first C team.
This is a democracy.
Man, that's not how this works. I want someone to get heated about one of these. You guys were too nice earlier. I said something about the Bengals, and you guys like, "Wow, very good points. You have convinced me."
It just was. Yeah, I'm sorry. You just made a good point, man. You're an idiot, but I mean, yeah.
Z2 agrees with us. High C for me. Swamp says, so Bucks have Brady, 2 running backs, but not sure who's starting. And Leonard Fournette might be gone. We don't know. 3 great wide receivers and Gronk. I think at least A, but I understand B. I think you hit the nail on the head, Swamp. One of you guys want to respond to that? Say what you think.
They're definitely in the A tier. I think we already kind of determined maybe there are no other S teams, even though I don't know. You could make the argument for the Bucks. I think in the S tier.
They're flirting with it. I think if they had a, I think all of their options are just slightly below the Chiefs' option. You know what I mean? Quarterback a little below, tight end a little below, or a lot below, wide receiver a little below.
I think we could make the argument for the Packers in the S tier, but we're not there yet. But Bucks are A tier, pretty firm for me.
I think they're A tier for sure. The only reason I would consider them with the Chiefs is the Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Antonio Brown wide receiver trio.
Put them in the S tier. Put them in the S tier.
What do you think, JL?
I think they deserve to be in the S tier. I mean, Leonard Fournette and Ronald Jones. They have at least 2 solid people at each position.
Yeah, tight end even. Put them in the S tier.
Who the hell's their backup quarterback? Let's bring that into the conversation.
Zero idea, but it doesn't matter because Tom Brady's immortal.
Tom Brady will never.
Dale's got it right. Bucks in the S tier.
You know what? I'm cool with it. It's the receivers that push it over the edge to me. We're putting them in. I didn't think we were going to get another team up there. I thought we were going to leave the Chiefs all alone. But
Blaine Gabbert,
S tier. Move them above the Chiefs. Next up, we got
their backup.
Yeah.
I feel like Blaine's parents just knew he was going to be a disappointment, and they named him that.
He's in the freaking NFL. You know what?
I know. But
I apologize to all the Blaines out there.
Yeah,
dude. I feel like every time I type in so and so team backup quarterback, the answer is always Blaine Gabbert.
It's every team's backup.
I always look it up and I'm like, I wonder who their backup is. Oh, it's Blaine Gabbert. I feel like that happens at least once a year, and it's usually with a different team. How long has he been with the Bucks? We don't have to talk about that. The Cardinals. JL,
forever.
What do you think about this?
The Bucks?
The Cardinals.
Oh, sorry. The Cardinals, I think, are probably a solid B team. They have some decent receiving options. DeAndre, Kyler Murray is very good. I could use running back depth. Kenyon Drake definitely scares me, but Kenyon Drake and Chase Edmonds, that combination scares me a little less. So I think B is where they belong. You can make an argument for C.
I was going to say you could make an argument for A with DeAndre Hopkins, Kyler, maybe the number 1 dynasty wide receiver in the conversation for top 2 dynasty quarterback. You've got these unbelievable talents. Then I still believe in the talent of Kenyon Drake, and Chase Edmonds is a great backup right there. Christian Kirk is actually a startable receiver sometimes. I lean towards A.
I think Z2 Fantasy just summed it up for me. I give the Cards a B. A good wide receiver 2 would push them to A. They got or maybe a better running game back, situation. I like Drake and Edmonds. Don't get me wrong. They're very, very solid. I think they're the top, a top tier B team in my mind, but I probably couldn't put them in A, but maybe I didn't put the Browns in B either.
JL said B leaning C. You said B leaning A, and I said A leaning B.
So they're a B team.
They're a B team. That's where we are. Shabam says, are you guys accounting for upcoming offseason moves and the draft while ranking teams? So just to reiterate, I just want to make sure everyone who maybe hopped in a little bit late, we are not ranking like the best NFL teams. This isn't how good these NFL teams are. We're ranking how good they are for fantasy, like the fantasy players on the team and how good they are like for your fantasy team, drafting them, starting them. So this isn't like NFL power rankings, but to answer your question as well. Yeah. I just wanted to clarify that as well, because I know some people just hopped in. We're doing it how they are right now. There might be some assumptions made, like if it's clear, like for the Texans, we're not going to count them as if Deshaun Watson's playing. Know what I mean? We're not going to, because it's looking like he's not.
Even if we did,
we're going to go based off the information we have now.
But for Jacksonville, we'll probably account that they're going to take a QB at 1 because they need a QB and they're drafting there. So
and then Swamp, I'm just wondering, you just really seem against the Cardinals here. I'm wondering why. You got that top end wide receiver, you got a top end quarterback, you got really, really solid running backs. I understand, I guess. No, I put it that way. Just really there. Yeah.
He accepted it.
Sorry. B makes sense to me a lot. Right in that range.
Sorry for like the comment chaos right there. I think I was
like the Bills. Now I'm thinking it's exactly the same as the Bills, pretty much. The Cardinals.
Right. That's how I was viewing it. That's why I was sitting there. It's DeAndre Hopkins and Kyler Murray is so comparable to Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs. Ricky Butt says that offense needs to improve vertically. The whole offense ran so close to the line of scrimmage that it made running the ball tough. I completely agree, which is shocking coming from a Cliff Kingsbury offense. That is not what we expected from him. But we'll see. We'll see what they do in the draft this year. If they can get another wide receiver 2 out there that helps them open the field up vertically for him a little bit.
And Kirk is solid.
Shabam says Wentz, Lawrence, and Tannehill are really going to make the AFC South an interesting division this year. And hopefully we're pronouncing your name right. If we aren't, please correct us in the chat. So we want to make sure we do that.
No doubt.
Tim says, don't worry, I'll fight y'all over the Dolphins.
No, he's going to write us. He's going to write us all over the Dolphins.
Letters.
Z2 says Kirk's talent is amazing, but how consistently did you start him in your flex? Consistently? Not consistently.
No, he was
not at all. In desperation, probably with about the same consistency that I would start Sterling Shepard. Like if I had to,
I feel like Sterling was more consistent than Kirk.
Sterling had 2 or 3 great games this year. I mean, I was looking at his game log today because someone tweeted out like, when was the last time Sterling Shepard exceeded your expectations? And I was like, well, I remember actually a couple times he did. Like specifically in week 16, I had to start him in the championship game and he dropped like 18 and a half PPR points. Like he had a good game. But I was looking at the rest of the season. It was like week 16, 17, and then like 4. And outside of that, it was just awful. And I think Kirk had a similar year.
He put up at least 9 points.
How about that? Chargers. Let's go.
Hold on. Shepard put up at least 9 points. Well, I guess, okay, there were like 2 or 3 weeks where he put in 4, 5, 6. But like apart from that, it's mostly around 6 to 9 and then above. That's okay for wide receiver 3.
It's fine. But like what I was saying is like I would start those 2 players around the same consistency. Like I would have a conversation with myself, matchup based on which one of those I would start, Kirk or Shepard.
Yeah. All right.
Chargers. We got Justin Herbert, who you guys know I love. Austin Eckler, running back. Keenan Allen. Mike Williams is probably gone, but then
Hunter Henry's probably gone.
But
could get re-signed.
I don't know. This one's interesting. Jail, where do you think these guys land?
I think they're a solid B. I do like Herbert. I like Mike Williams, as you all know. Eckler's great. I feel like, I guess, wide receiver depth is pretty good. Yeah, Keenan.
We should not have put the Browns in A, guys.
A or B. I'd be A or B.
You guys want to move the Browns to B?
It's just like I'm like trying to figure out how we should. I mean, the Chargers have to go in A if the Browns are in A, right? I don't know. Better quarterback, not better. Better fantasy quarterback. Better wide receivers. Better tight end. A really good running back that's probably just as good. I don't know.
Okay, I moved the Browns, guys.
No, okay, leave them in A. Leave them in A. But I think the Chargers belong in A then too.
I think Eckler plus Keenan plus Justin Herbert plus Tyler Higbee, Hunter Henry. Sorry, I said the wrong name. I think the Chargers are an A fantasy team. Hunter Herbert.
Got married.
This is our A probably.
Is it Dallas?
Yeah.
With Dak back.
With Dak back.
Dak back.
Dak back. Dak.
That sounds so good.
Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup. Even at tight end, like Dalton Schultz was startable this past year.
Forget Amari?
No, I said Amari. He was the first receiver. I said.
Okay.
Don't worry. I got my boy first. I will not put those new guys ahead of him.
Andy Dalton is backup.
The Cowboys are kind of like the Bucks, but with a better running back. Like for real, if the Bucks are S tier.
Yeah, this is so messed up.
This is making me question why the Bucks are an S. Because look at the situation. The 3 wide receivers, Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup. That is very comparable to Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Antonio Brown. I really do think those are similar wide receiver situations. Right. I would rather have Dak for fantasy than Tom Brady if they're both healthy. Give me Dak. Tight end, I guess the Bucks edge him out with Gronk over Schultz.
Yeah.
But at running back, you've got Zeke compared to Ronald Jones and Leonard Fournette and Pollard.
Yeah,
it's got to be it's got to be wherever the Bucks are. So we either have to put it in S tier or move the Bucks down to A tier. I think. Jail, what do you think?
I think you're correct.
I don't know which. I think you're correct. I don't know which of those two to do.
I don't know what's the right answer here. It feels wrong putting the Cowboys in S tier.
That's what I was about to say. Is that I feel like that's the wrong thing to do. I feel like move the Bucks down to A.
If you have Dak Prescott on the Cowboys, you got to assume that all of these are S. But
we just don't know that. I don't.
Yes, we do. We've seen that.
Yes, we have.
We saw it at the beginning of this year.
4 games, yes. But I'm saying is that
his entire career.
And without
I'm not disparaging Dak. I'm a Dak fan. But what I'm saying is that I don't feel like the Cowboys are a Chiefs level team. Even with Dak, even with those 4 games, I do not feel like they are the same as the Chiefs.
I mean, but
you're going to draft a running back higher. Tight end's about the same. Wide receivers a little bit lower. It's a tough one. I think we
move the Bucks down and put the Cowboys in A. Let's call it a day.
Let's do it.
Okay, we can do that. Guys, we had another tier list we were going to do. JL, you proposed something in the private chat that we finish this tier up next week. We started it. We did how many of the teams? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Almost half of them. And we move on to our other tier list. You guys want to finish this one up, or do you want to do our other one today?
Let's do our other one today.
Okay, guys. So there's going to be a part 2. There's going to be a part 2 to this.
Should we do half of finish? Or no? Okay, we have to get there. Yeah, you're right. Let's do it.
Yeah. We will do this is part 1. We will do part 2 next week where we finish up these tier lists. I will save it. I'm going to click save and download. And worst case scenario, we've got record right here. We record everything. I can always recreate it. Let's see. So I need to pull up the other one.
Probably right so far.
Okay, this one, guys. There's going to be some obvious ones that we can go through quick with this. Z2 said, look at the 2 defenses to make the decision. In this case, the defenses, I guess it can affect the fantasy output a little bit. If the Cowboys, but it would be in favor of the Cowboys because they have a worse defense. That would help the offense more. But again, this is not this is not just how good the team is. It's for fantasy. I think a Dak-led Cowboys have to be with the Bucks at least. Completely agree, Ricky. Completely agree. I'm trying not to say your last name every time. I'll just say Ricky from now on.
What's your middle name so we could say your full name every time?
Ricky, I'm going to guess Arnold. Ricky Arnold Butts. That's my guess. Cool. Guys, we have the
Arnold.
Office characters tiers. Tim Wright says Dak has raw pasta for an ankle, A tier.
Raw pasta.
I hate to say this, but Jail is right. Yeah, I hate it too.
I love to hear you say it.
Z2 and Jay both think the Bills belong in the A tier. And Maria's already calling it, saying so many S characters in this. No, I don't think there's that many S characters in here, if I'm being honest. I think there's quite a few F characters, though. I'm going to go ahead and just I don't know if anyone has any very strong opinions to start it out. And if not, I will give mine. Anyone have any strong S's or F's?
Let's just go ahead and put Mose in the S.
S?
Of course.
Mose is too minor of a character to be in the S tier.
Okay, all right.
I like
We'll come back
Mose.
to that. We'll come back to that.
Okay.
Jan, F. Toby, F.
Toby, F. I 100% agree with Toby, F.
You don't think Jan is F?
I'll be honest with you guys. I I hate Kelly.
I
with you,
love
Josh.
Kelly.
I'm with you,
Kelly.
Josh. No.
Kelly is an A tier person for me.
Let's save her. Let's save her for the end because that one's going to be a lot of discussion.
Nelly F. I agree with that, Swamp. What do you guys
Nelly
think?
F. That's fine.
Nelly F. See ya, Nelly. Holly for me is an easy S. She's one of my favorite characters in the whole show.
No, not an S.
Okay, well then I guess we disagree there.
We'll come back. Bob Vance F.
Bob Vance F. and Roy F.
And Roy F. Yep.
Josh, you agree with Bob Vance and Roy?
Yes. Sure.
We got some Fs in there. We got to get these.
I would probably put Bob Vance in D.
Toby says Toby and F hurts my feelings personally. Toby. Poor Toby.
Jimmy says Andy S. And then Tim says, why aren't we playing with the new girl characters? Good point. We did pick the new girl, or we did pick new girl over the office. For me, maybe you guys have a different opinion. Phyllis is an F for me. Let's put that whole couple down there. I hate her so much. She makes me physically uncomfortable every time she's on the screen.
I'm fine with that. I don't really like.
I'd probably go D with her.
Yeah, probably go D. But
okay, I can live with that because she's better than Bob, but she still hurts my feelings. Man,
yeah,
I do
she's
not
not
like
nearly
her.
as intolerable as everyone down in F.
Yeah,
So
I feel like Toby should probably be in D.
No, screw Toby.
He's kind of funny.
He's funny because other people make fun of him. Like if it was a show of Toby's, nothing would be funny. Maria
Why
says,
would anybody watch
it?
it? Why would anyone propose a show of Toby's? A Toby of Toby's.
It's called the Toby.
Yeah, I don't think he belongs in F, but I don't like Gabe.
Gabe F. F. Fuck Gabe.
The lady when he dresses up as Lady Gaga, it's one of the funniest moments in the entire show.
Because of Kevin, who deserves to be an S tier.
No, and not just that moment. Whenever he's like, maybe you can tell by my poker face, and he like thinks it's really funny, and it's just not. I think can we put Gabe in D for the Lady Gaga only? Or are you guys strongly on F? You guys both said F.
I really hate Gabe.
God, I'm giving myself some points by agreeing to put Gabe in F. I just want you guys to know.
I said I don't know if he should be in F, but I don't like Gabe.
Scott Fish says you need a G or H category for Nelly and Robert F.
That's
and
way
Robert
too
F
high.
is way too high. Yeah, I completely get it. We almost forgot about Robert California. F.
Yeah,
I'd probably put him in D myself.
I would probably put him in D too, just because he's like his
entertainment.
His interactions are so funny sometimes. When he just goes like super meta in his conversation, like that scene where he was asking everyone to brainstorm, and Kevin's talking about cookies. He's like,
okay, that is. But again, if you're gonna make that argument for Gabe, that was funny because of Kevin, not because of Robert.
No, it's kind of funny because of Robert too.
You're right. I'm just trying to throw it back in your face. That was me solely trying to move Gabe up a tier. I would put Robert California in F because I hate him. I think he sucks. He's awful. And that's where he would go. But if you guys want to do D, I'll bite my tongue again and we can put him in D.
I'm fine with D or F.
Josh, you got the final call. D or F? D. God, you guys suck. Are there any more Fs in here? Or do you want to start throwing some of the things that
Stanley, let's put Stanley in S. He deserves to be an S tier.
Yeah.
And Kevin.
Yeah. I'm right there with you. I don't know if you agree, Simon. I
agree wholeheartedly with that. There's one more character that I would definitely put in the S tier, and we said it earlier. Creed is an S level character for me. He has limited lines.
S level character for me as well.
And I know Jail is not on the Creed train, but
I don't mind Creed. I think Creed has some hilarious moments. But I just would put him in A, personally.
And I'm fine with him in A.
I want him in S.
Where does Michael Scott belong real fast?
Can we put Creed in S? We got to resolve this. Can I push enough on Creed to get him in the S tier of characters?
I'm fine with him in S. He's one of my favorite characters personally, so I'm fine with it.
Whatever. I said A or S, so.
Swamp says Jim and Dwight are F or D. You got some feisty words there.
Get out of here, Swamp.
Swamp. I was saving this for last. I was going to try to push this conversation as long as possible. Jim is an F level character for me. I hate Jim. I think he's boring. I think he's an ass. I think I just can't stand him in the show.
Terrible opinions. And your opinion doesn't matter.
What do you mean my opinion doesn't?
Such a middle level for me, you know. I wouldn't put him in A or S, absolutely, but I could not put him in D and or F either.
He's A.
Who, Daryl?
He's or
Jim.
Jim.
Jim is not. I cannot. Are you kidding me? You would put Jim in S?
His pranks are legendary.
I can't put
Let's
Jim
go back
above.
to that. We got so many characters to get to.
Okay. Daryl S. I actually really agree with Daryl S. Daryl's one of my favorite
Daryl
characters.
should be S, 100%.
Josh?
Maria gave us her whole.
No. Yeah, I thought he was. Actually, I thought he was already in there.
Andy S, Michael S, Oscar S, Kelly S, Mose S, Creed S, Kevin S, Angela S, Dwight S, Andy S, Creed S.
Yeah, Andy's definitely not S for me.
No.
You guys want to talk about Michael Scott?
Hold on.
Michael Scott belongs in S for me.
Hold on. Scott Fish said Gabe's scene with his ex and Pete's ex puts him slightly above some of the ones in F. I also think, although not a great character, the other characters made his existence funny.
I think Gabe is not an F. I'm right there with you, Scott. I was pushing for it. These assholes made me put him in F.
Hey, I said I don't know if he belongs in that.
So I think that argument could sway me just a little bit to put him above, because like Roy doesn't have any good scenes even with the other characters. So
He's probably
Gabe does have funny scenes with other characters. So that to me is my distinction between D or F now.
D?
Yeah.
Well, then I think we got to move. I think we got to move
saying.
Toby up to D then, if that's your distinction,
Yes.
Jail, at least in your mind. Okay, I still want him in F though, but I'm just saying I want to make sure you're following it. Oh, and I just figured out why you want Jim in A or S. You're just trying not to make Maria too mad with your Office takes, and so I took
New Girl over The Office. You think I'm scared now? I've already
you're more
scared
than ever.
the worst of it and emerged on the other side.
Because you've gone from like a 9 to a 2, and you really don't want to get knocked down from like a 2 to a 0. So you're trying to hold on to that last little bit that you got. Jim's the worst. You know what? You are a Jim. It all makes sense now.
Such a weird take.
You guys want to address Michael Scott?
Michael Scott, I think, should be in A or B.
He's A or S for me.
I would say A or B as well for me. Like, I don't put him in the S tier. I don't know. I just don't think he's the funny
show.
He is the show, but alone, I don't think he is the show.
Put him in A then.
You know what, Josh? You convinced me. A or S?
Put him in A. Put him in A. Just put him in
Michael
A.
Scott, you're an A character.
Yeah.
Oscar.
B. I think he's he's very funny. I think B just makes sense. I don't know what else to say about it. Just B. He's better than average, but a little. David Wallace. What do we think about David Wallace?
I like David Wallace.
Yeah, C or B, I think.
I like him.
I like him too.
He's A or B for me.
What pushes him from a C to a B for me as like a kind of minor character is the whole Suck It saga. Like, I think is so funny. Like, fired David Wallace is one of my favorite parts of the show. It kind of reminds me of like me and you, Jay. Like, yeah, we're gonna do it, and now suck it. Like, he's just
let's put him in B then, right?
I just love that he is the audience, right? He's like us watching The Office, where he's always there, just like, what the hell is happening, Michael? Why do you do this? He's like outside of the bubble.
Jay says, Simon, I've lost all respect for you. For what?
I think it's the Michael Scott thing. I think that's what's going on. I think people are upset about Michael Scott in A.
See, Maria didn't even agree with me. She says Jim is an A.
Well, Jim is not an A. We're discussing. I put Jim at the end of the list.
Maybe she did. I think I did say A or S.
Tim says line for line, Creed is S++. I agree with that as well. Maybe he doesn't have the most lines or the most funny moments, but like his ratio of like things said to like moments I've cracked up laughing is higher than any other character in the show.
Creed and Kevin are my two favorite characters.
He didn't have the most receptions, but he caught every single one of the ones he had. Like every single target he caught.
Not every single target.
Creed caught every target.
No, go back and watch The Office. There are misses in there. There are definitely misses. I thought that for a while, and then I went back and watched it.
That's for the Jim hate.
I think you just got more and more pretentious and things. They were probably too predictable of jokes for you. And so
every time I start disagreeing, Simon goes the same route. It's too pretentious.
What was it? Pretentious?
Prime Minister for pretentious.
Prime Minister, yes.
And King Dum Dum.
Yes.
All right.
So I'm said at least Daryl made S my favorite character. Oh yeah, we're making some people mad at this. Joe Bennett.
F.
I like Joe sometimes.
Wait, are we jumping?
No.
Joe's up next.
Joe's up next.
I don't care. Let's go. Yeah. F.
We can put her in F.
Yeah,
Charles.
F. Oh, well, I love Idris. Yeah, I just like. He's bad.
I like him
he's
better. I like him better than Roy and Bob and Nelly, though. But I don't know.
He's probably like a D.
Like, I feel like Phyllis has more merit to the show, but she worked her way down to a D because she's awful. Like, Charles didn't do enough to like he's working his way up from F to D because he's fine and we like the actor, but
D.
I can't go any higher than D.
What do you think, Joe?
That's fine. I like him. But
I like Idris, and that's
I love. Yeah, that's definitely affecting it. Also, apparently Swamp has been saying stuff, and we just keep missing the juniors because he's been referring to like how they call him like Dwight Jr.
I saw that actually. Yeah.
Oops, sorry, Swamp. It's moving fast in there. People are upset about the answers. Maria said Charles greater than Nelly. No, sir. D'Angelo is F2.
Charles is definitely greater than Nelly. Yeah, D'Angelo should be D. Nah, I don't know. F maybe. He's pretty terrible.
This is.
Are we going Clark? Which one are we going now? Clark?
We can go Clark.
Yeah.
Clark's a solid C.
I was gonna say he was fine.
We need a C. That's perfect. That's a perfect spot for him.
Mose, Jail, you said
Jalen?
S. I don't think Mose can be S tier.
Fine. He's at least a then. He's hilarious. Every scene he's in. Your whole argument for Creed applies to Mose then.
I would put Mose in B.
He hits on every single one. He catches every reception.
I don't think so. Go back and watch. Jail, I thought that the first time I watched it as well too, but then I went back and watched and go back and watch, and Mose does have some misses. Oh my
God, why did I invite you on my show?
Yeah, I'm more on the B.
On the B side?
B.
Oh, JL, we got 2 Bs, 1 A. We're gonna put him in the B tier.
Brownies.
Mose is a B character. Hank.
Sorry.
Hank is a solid C. C.
I was gonna say C or D. I like Hank, but that's
the range I'm thinking too.
He's too minor of a character.
Yeah.
D or C. You know what? There's nothing I don't like about him. I feel like everyone in D or F, there's something that you like. Yeah. You like hate
Same
about
with
him.
Clark. Clark is just like he's okay.
There's nothing hateable about Hank. Packer. I would put Packer.
This is gonna be we're gonna get some different levels with him, I'm sure.
I hate Packer.
Jay agrees with me. Mose should be S.
Well, Mose is a B. Suck it, Jay.
You're meant to hate Packer. Like he's meant to be a hateable character on the show, right?
Good job. They did it.
Put him in PC.
Maria, Moses is an S. Remember when he took everyone's car and lined them up to try and jump on them?
Yes, that was very funny.
He backs up and then he just runs across the tops.
You know what? I guess Mose, I think you made me laugh more than I realized. I could put Mose in A. Josh, if you're at a B and Jail's at an S and I'm at an A, can we move Mose to A? He did make me laugh quite a bit. I'm fine with that. Hank is C. Swamp agrees with us. Jerry's a crap. I love The Office. Sorry I missed this. All good. We'll post it on Twitter and you can fight us about our opinions.
So we gotta speed through the rest of these. Packer, F or D?
F.
I put him C.
You'd put him on C?
I put him in F. So
let's do D then. Right?
Oh, what?
It's in the middle.
People kind of like
when it was me.
I know he's a hateable character. You're supposed to hate him, but provide some interesting, fun stuff.
You know what, JL?
When it's 2 against 1, you go in the middle.
F. We both said F. Josh, are you cool with putting him in F since it's double F? And JL's got a strong opinion on this one. Swamp says Holly is A or S. I 100% agree. She's maybe one of my favorite characters in the whole show. She's not my favorite. I've gotten in trouble. People say you already said that. She's one of my favorites. Holly is an S tier character for me.
B.
What scenes are your favorite Holly scenes?
It's not even that she's just funny. Like her relationship, she's the perfect relationship for Michael, and like they just make me cry. They make me so happy.
She's a B for me.
Solid
Nothing
B.
special.
Solid
She's
B.
good. I like her.
2 against 1.
Yeah, but Swamp says S, and Jay says A, and Tim says A, and Maria says
the audience
A.
now.
Everyone says A. Swamp says
before. You can't start now.
Oh my God. You're not even going to let me put her in A?
No. B. Solid B.
What about when
she's
she
not on the
in
same level as Michael, or Mose?
Maria says, then why is Michael not S then, Simon? SMH. I mean, Maria, you're S tier. You're S tier, and part of that is you're perfect for JL and you make him happy. JL is not S tier. I would put JL in A tier and you in S tier.
You just made the argument against yourself.
Wait, no,
I'm Holly in that situation.
No, Maria's Holly.
You just said I'm not S.
I said Maria was Holly, JL. That's the argument I was making.
Maria is S.
Yes, because Holly.
She said, and because we're perfect for each other, but I'm not S. So in that situation, Michael is obviously a better character than Holly. Get out of here.
You're making no jail. I was saying you guys are Michael and Holly. Okay? You guys are Michael and Holly. Maria is the S tier character. Holly.
So
part of the reason No.
You think Holly
listen to my words.
You think Holly is better than Michael?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, 100%. That's if you're taking something else otherwise. I like Holly better than Michael in the show.
Good to know. 2 against 1. Holly's a B.
Mom said, Josh, just say A.
I just can't. I don't like her that much.
Pam.
I like her. It's just she doesn't stand out that much. I mean, she's fine.
C?
Oh, no, Pam. She's like a C. Yeah.
JL?
I put her in B or A.
She's important to the show.
Yeah, maybe B. I like her character.
Yeah, B.
Funny.
Guys, you know what it is?
She doesn't really. Yeah.
I'm looking through the rest of these people. There are, I think, 2 more I would put in the S tier. And I think you guys just hate all the women on The Office. And that's what's going on here. I'm going to twist this and make you guys feel guilty for only putting men in the S tier.
Wow.
That's how I'm going to get Holly up there.
Oh, messed up of you. You're like D'Angelo Vickers. I've actually said that before. That's the comp.
That hurts my feelings. You want to rank him next? Where's D'Angelo Vickers go then if I'm like D'Angelo?
You're not going to like it, Simon. Don't do this.
FYF is sexiest. That's what Tom said.
We are the sexiest.
That's what he said. Don't. Yeah.
Josh, where do you think D'Angelo goes?
C. D.
I'd put him in D. Is where I would put him. JL?
I think D is fine. I thought he was kind of funny, but I don't know. I wish there was more for that.
Yeah.
Dwight is S.
Dwight
is S.
Dwight is A for me. But if you want to put him in S, I'm fine with that as well.
I'm right there in that range. A and S.
You make the final call, Josh.
Put him in A.
Put him in A. Dwight, A tier. Angela. C?
D.
D. See, but I like her better than Phyllis, Robert California, D'Angelo Vickers.
Yeah. She's hateable.
Ricky Butt says, I used to run into Pam at Kroger when she was visiting her parents. That's pretty fun. Don't tell her, or you can tell her we put her in the B tier. She might be pretty happy with that.
I'd probably put her in C. Angela,
that's where I would put her. 2 C's, 1 D. Aaron's an A-level character for me. I find her so funny.
She's B.
Josh, we got 1 A and 1 B.
Aaron. So we got Michael Sky. She belongs with the B characters more. I feel like.
Tim said, I hope you go back and think about what you've done today.
I'm gonna go back and think about what Jail and Josh did here today.
Maria says, bye. Have fun, boys.
She's leaving before we get to Kelly, I think. Though I will be on her side for that one. Aaron, I would say A. Jail. Josh said B. Where do you put Aaron?
I thought I already answered this. I said B.
Oh, and Josh, you said B?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
I want to put it higher, but she doesn't.
I just can't believe her and Holly are in the same tier for you guys.
That's
wild to me.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I might even put her above Holly. Her whole
Honestly, though,
father-daughter dynamic with Michael is absolutely hilarious.
I might put her above Holly myself too.
You guys have the worst takes.
Sorry.
Holly's
Everyone
just
in the crowd
there.
agrees with me.
Just like Holly, she's just there. She doesn't.
She's so much more than just there. What about Pete?
I don't know.
See?
Yeah,
Pete's fine. I'll put him next to his buddy. That way they're together.
This is a weird one.
Karen.
C.
D?
C or D, I don't care. I don't dislike her, so C.
Yeah, you know what? That's a good point. I have nothing against her. She's an average office character. Kelly is an S level character for me. The first time I watched the show, Jail, I'm gonna like say what I thought. I did not like her. I thought she was so annoying. But then the second, third watch through, Kelly cracked me up so often. I think her character is written so well. I love Kelly in The Office.
I put her in B. I think she's right there with characters that are kind of funny but don't really have like a ton of hilarious moments.
You said B?
B, yeah.
B seems right.
I think B is right where she belongs.
It just does. It seems right. Oh, sorry.
I'm very confident.
That's two of my S level characters just sitting in B right there. Swamp said Kelly is B. He agrees. But man, I just can't get behind it.
So
Ryan.
What you see, Simon, but I don't think she's worse than a B. Pete is below F. Why?
Pete's fine. I've got nothing against Pete. Maybe Jay's had some like bad experiences with Pete's in the past, and so it just like. Yeah. What about Ryan?
I think B. B or C.
I feel like yesterday you were saying F whenever we talked about it, like, or was that Maria who was saying F? Somebody was saying they hated Ryan.
No, she likes Ryan. You were saying it was you and Maria arguing about it.
Oh, I was the one who hates Ryan.
Yeah.
I would not put him in B. I would put him in D based on the categories we're saying. I would say D because like there's things about him I don't like.
Yeah, and there's things I hate about him.
But Josh said Jail's at B. I'm at D. Josh, if you're at C, Josh, okay, let's throw him in C. Welcome to the C squad, Ryan.
Ryan is D, maybe F.
Yeah, he's put him down one. Put him down one. I do not like Ryan. I hate Ryan actually. Yeah,
D
for him.
Welcome to the D team.
Yeah.
Next, we've got Meredith.
Meredith is C.
What?
S.
I say A.
S.
I think whenever I'm looking at these character lists, like where does she fit? She fits in with the A team. With Michael, Mose, and Dwight. I think Meredith fits in that squad right there.
How could you say Dwight and Meredith are of the same caliber? That seems crazy to me.
They're in the same tier. Dwight is above her. Dwight is above her, but they're in the same tier.
I don't agree with that.
I think she's closer to Dwight than she is to Oscar.
I disagree. I think she's like right. She lives right next to Oscar.
Well, Josh, you said A?
Yeah.
Or I also said A. So she's an A.
Let's do it. Let's put her in A. Let's put her in A.
Jan, JL, you expressed F earlier for Jan. Are you still standing by that?
You could put her in D. She belongs in D. That whole scene of when they were dating, or that whole period where they were dating, that was pretty funny.
I'd put her in C, I think.
D.
Well, I got outvoted. Jan, you're a D character. I'm interested in what you guys have to say about.
What was the name of her assistant?
Oh yeah.
Grab me by the hand. I can't remember the name, but I remember his song.
Dancing, trying to get Jim to dance.
It's all right. Makes it.
Andy S plus plus plus.
I feel like Andy is so divisive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Andy is in B for me.
I think Andy's A tier for me. I think he's an A tier character. I was so annoyed by him, but it's on purpose. It was awful when they tried to make him a Michael-like boss, but then whenever they did like the secondary boss story arc, I started liking Andy a lot more.
Why the hell is Meredith an A?
Because Meredith is hilarious.
Why? When?
All the time.
Like I'm trying to think of scenes that like. Our
She
hilarious,
says ridiculous stuff all the time.
hilarious Meredith.
When she's sleeping with a client for Outback gift certificates, that's pretty funny.
That's funny, but it's not like Dwight throwing a garden party funny.
If we're gonna talk about like things that happened that were funny, Michael Scott should be an S, probably.
I'm okay with that. I said that, I think, originally.
Well, if you guys both want him in S,
I don't think you guys did, because I was saying S and he didn't wind up there. So
I want him in A.
I think I might have moved it down just because like it was funny moments, but like cringy, and I hate cringy moments.
Yeah, Andy.
Simpson Meredith, your shirt is too high.
I don't love Andy as a character.
I put him in A.
I put him in B.
And Jail, you said B as well?
Yep. Here we go.
Jim is an A
for me.
Jim is A.
A for me.
Yep.
Jim is an F.
2 A's.
So he just goes in A automatically. The's no like in
how
between.
The rest of the game has worked.
That's baloney. I can't in good conscience put Jim as an A character.
Oh my god, his pranks are legendary. They're so funny.
I could.
Him and Dwight.
He's an ass.
Perfect.
I could see him being in the B tier, I guess.
No, Josh, stay strong.
It feels like he should be in the A in my mind.
How could you say that Jim is worse than Meredith? It makes no sense to me.
Because Meredith is funny.
So is Jim.
I don't like Jim. I can't.
He throws a snowball at Dwight, and then Dwight just hits him back, and he's out in the parking lot, just like
Jim does funny things. Jill, I don't like you, but you do funny things.
So
like that doesn't put you up a tier.
And I was Holly.
I'm gonna kill you. You know exactly what I was saying there, and you're just trying to inflame me. If you're gonna argue, man up and argue what I'm actually saying, or you're fired.
We'll see.
Guys, I'm sorry. Jim's an A for me.
Hey, book it. We did it.
Sorry. I'm sorry, Simon. I wanna be your friend. I want us to, you know.
Not I.
Well, I can say I agree with everyone that is in S. I would have had 2 more characters up there. But I'm at least okay with that. The thing that makes me the most mad, Swamp says this tier list doesn't make any sense. You can thank JL for that. It's all JL's fault.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. You can thank JL.
Tom said
at FYF John Luke, hit me up.
So DNF makes sense, and then outside of that, he's gone. Well, we got Creed and S for you. But yeah, I agree. There's some major flaws in here. Holly being a B is a massive oversight, and Jim being an A is absolutely ridiculous.
Holly just she didn't do it for me. You know, I like her, but yeah, there wasn't that many that funny moments for me. You know, I also just want to say, like, Holly's probably the only character on here that I would put in S tier, and it's not because of just the funny moments. Like, Holly's a character that I like. Like, she's not necessarily the funniest character, but like as a character, I just really like her character.
Same with Jim.
Yeah, she got annoying.
Whatever. Right. We can talk about this later.
This is science, right?
It's a science.
Or is that just brackets?
We're gonna do a new girl one now. Now that we said it. And Ricky said that he can contribute to that one. Yeah,
we'll get Ricky's opinion on that one. I think Swamp's saying that now our take of New Girl over The Office makes sense after he's seen our Office tier list. Guys, if this is how we're watching The Office.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. I've seen New Girl, but I've never watched it, by the way.
Then
you'll have to watch at least like 3 episodes, or maybe on a day.
Probably 2.5 episodes.
Okay.
Does that count?
Yep, perfect. You're good to go then.
All right, cool.
We did it, guys. We still have to finish our other one. We were getting into some hot debates about those NFL teams and actually having some cool discussion. I've never really broken down teams like that where we just talk about ranking them from a fantasy perspective. So I'm excited to finish that one next week. Yeah, it actually took longer than I thought it was going to.
Yeah, I didn't want to rush through the rest of the list because I think there's actually fun analysis there.
I agree. Ricky says you need to watch it, Josh. You got to watch New Girl.
Man, it looks like Ricky is in line with us, or this podcast, not us. I want to take myself out of that. In terms of New Girl over Office, is that true?
Yep, Ricky, we got just completely ridiculed to no end by chat whenever we did a best sitcoms bracket, and we voted New Girl over The Office, and I don't think there's ever been a bigger uproar than whenever we push New Girl above The Office there.
I don't know. Adventure Time over Rick and Morty was pretty close.
Yeah, that one got people pretty heated as well. But the New Girl one also made a lot of people mad. Guys, if you enjoyed watching this and if you want to watch our follow-up next week where we finish the NFL teams one, probably do another fun tier list. You can follow us on YouTube and Twitter at Front Yard Fantasy. If you subscribe to us, you'll get notifications if you want them. They'll let you know when we're going live, so you'll never miss it again. And you can also find us on Twitter at Front Yard FYF, where you'll see all of our stream information as well.
Come on in.
Josh, I don't know if you've got anything else to say.
I got one thing, and it's trading makes fantasy fun.
Always.
Always makes it fun.
Ricky says he's not on the Office train, couldn't get into it. Loves New Girl. Well, maybe one day we will do a New Girl tier list. Maybe if Josh bails on us again, we'll be like, this is the perfect day to do a New Girl tier list, and me and JL can fight it out. I think we've got some similar opinions on New Girl. I think we're more in line on New Girl than we are on The Office for sure. We'll see though. Guys, unless you got something else to throw in here, we are going to sign off for today. We'll be back tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern. Do we announce our guest for tomorrow, JL?
Yeah.
Sorry, I just want to make sure I get her twiddle
handle.
We've got Unicorn Fringe coming on tomorrow with us to play Pole Perception. I was making sure I got the second word right. It's Unicorn_Fringe. She's the best. She's awesome. Make sure you're following her ahead of time. She's going to come kick some butt in Pole Perception. I will be hosting. No doubt that she can take these Badronis. No doubt she can take these Badronis down. But we'll see what happens.
Not me.
Tomorrow at 3 p.m.
We should have had her on for the Office one because she's a big Office fan.
We should have. Maybe we can get her opinion on our tier list before we start tomorrow. I bet she backs me up. I bet she's on my side. We'll see.
I hope she's not. That would be so great.
Okay. We'll see you guys tomorrow.